Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Xanatrix coming back to you with bad news. I never thought I'd make so many videos again in such a small amount of time, except it's all always bad news. As I stated in my last video regarding the petty tyrants and their constant harassment of unrelated innocent people, we hadn't heard from Pikamee for over 3 weeks. Well, today we've heard back, and it's not good news. As you can see on your screen, there's an announcement from VOM's project. And the long and short of it is that Amano Pikamee is deciding to graduate at the end of March 31st. For those of you unaware of what graduation means in the idol and VTuber community, it means they're retiring. They won't be playing the character anymore. They won't be appearing on streams anymore. They won't be making content anymore underneath that identity. And I think that this will actually be the last time anyone will know Pikamee publicly. One of the big things about graduations in many different idol and VTuber groups is that once graduated, the content of the VTuber is removed. And as you can see here, her channel on YouTube will be made private. The memberships will be closed. All of her social media accounts will be made inactive. All of her content on VOM's actual website will be made private. And all of the products sold on VOM's permanent collection will no longer be sold. There are some goods that are made on Marui's pop-up store, but they will be discontinued once the sales period is over as soon as stock runs out, meaning they will not be making anything else. Same with goods by other goods makers. They will be discontinued as soon as there's no more stock. This is a travesty. This is incalculably evil. These eternally offended, constantly screeching, tyrannical harpies have driven one of the most wholesome content creators off of the internet. And there's an explanation, at least partially. One that's been going around at the small screenshot of some comments made on 4chan. As we can see here, this is back when things first began and Pikamee went missing, February 18th, 2023. A little bit more context. Pikamee is mixed, essentially. She's part Western, part Japanese. I don't know the exact details of her parentage, and I'm not going to try to guess them. However, because of her being different, she was bullied by Japanese people while growing up. And the Westerners who would visit Japan, tourists, family members, I'm guessing probably, and other people that live in Japan that are Westerners, were nicer to her. And so when she became a VTuber, she was really happy to attract a Western audience because she tries to appeal to them. And then, of course, this insanely small minority gets extremely loud and bullies the hell out of her for wanting to play Hogwarts Legacy. She didn't even get to actually play it. Now, I will say right now, I don't think anyone deserves harassment, death threats, doxing, or otherwise. It's all terrible, terrible activities. I also don't agree with the particular terminology this image shows, but it's 4chan. They're going to say bullshit. Let's be honest. Now, Pikamee also came back with her own small announcement on a video today and her own tweet, her showing that she's still playful Pikamee. Because there are some in-jokes with her particular audience group where she talks about how she's done things like never really had a date, never really dated anybody, and also making fun that she's flat as a board. So this joke is telling her audience to say, I love Pika, she is my girlfriend, and she has boing boing, which is one of the many funny ways the Japanese say big tits. And there are many different people responding to this, saying all of this, or even saying the opposite playfully, but also just asking her not to go. That she shouldn't go because of these particular stupid responses from the vocal minority. Now, other people, as you can see, Feifei, Zentreya, people from the VTubing community have been responding very positively to her and telling her that they love her and wish her either well or wish she wouldn't go. And there was a tweet from one member of Phase Connect, Tenma Miami here, I had to take a screenshot of, because this is her response to the news that Pikamee is graduating. This is dumb and stupid. Fun-ruining cunts get the rope. Again, we don't condone or endorse violence here on this channel. I can hear the laughter in the background. But there were a lot of interesting comments on here talking about how the bullies deserve to be removed from the internet. Some even say they deserve to be removed from life. But that tweet no longer exists. It was removed for violating the Twitter rules. I thought hyperbole was going to be accepted on Twitter, but I guess not. All of this is to say that there is an outpouring, a massive outpouring of love and compassion for this VTuber, for Amano Pikamee. But there are still vocal minorities making those little gotcha statements about, oh yeah, this totally justifies XYZ bigotry. Because they can't stand the narrative not being about them, and not being about their problems, and not being about the things they want to talk about. They can't stand the narrative not being outrage, not being fuel for their wicked witch hunt and fire. And so, one of my favorite memes from this whole thing, for those of you who are as old as dirt as I am and have played Morrowind, back before Bethesda started making important NPCs immortal and unkillable, where you could even kill Vivek or any other important NPC, and you'd get this message. With this character's death, the thought of... Well, I fucked that up because I'm so distraught. Thank you. With this character's death, the thread of prophecy is severed. Restore a saved game to restore the weave of fate, or persist in the doomed world you have created. Unfortunately, there's no save games in real life. There's no load or backup we can go to prevent this travesty. The travesty is permanent. There is a doomed world. But does it stay doomed? That's up to us to decide. My platform may be small. I don't give a fuck. As I said last time, I will, as always, march forward, and I will take on the scars and the mud, the sweat and my blood, to face down the tyrants that seek to oppress with quote-unquote kindness. So let me put it forward to you all. What do you do? Do you cower? Do you shrink into the shadows away from these bullies, or do you stand up and do you speak out against it? Think on that and try to determine what type of person you want to be. And as always, remember, you don't only seek the truth seeks you.